Hello, everyone. This is Silk. We are bringing to you Operation Thunderball Japan, turn 13.4. Um, just a touch bit of house cleaning from the Panzer J turn there. Weren't entirely sure how this particular fight in Kiev had gone with some of the units. And one of the things we determined is that it actually ended with three infantry and one cavalry. It was a little unclear whether it was four infantry and one, zero cavalry or three infantry and one cavalry, and we've determined it was three infantry and one cavalry. So that's what's in Kiev there. Um, Somewhat as I kind of expected, Panzer J went ahead and did a pretty big little push out here into the greater part of Russia, but they came right back and smashed this army real good, and we'll see how Panzer J decides to respond. It's the Soviets have much shorter supply lines here. Like all of these are where their factories is, so they're going to place units right away. And Germans just don't have that option, so they're going to bleed units much faster than the Soviets are. So we'll see how the Germans decide to handle that. What is that he kind of comes up with here? But that's where we're at over there. And as for Japan, let's go ahead and get our technology rolls working. Oh, one other thing. Actually, it was Bruce. Bruce had himself at 42, which I think was based off of Hanbode's number. I'm guessing that might have been something got missed with Lithuania, or my counting is off. But I'm at that the Germans have taken $10 off the Soviets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So I have them taking $10 off the Soviets, which puts the Soviets down to 36, but then the Soviets gained 7 more, because they've got 5 here in the Mideast, 2 over here in Mongolia, and 36 plus 7 is 43. So I've got the Soviets actually at 43 and not 42. Just something we'll want to check up on there. As for Japan, we've got our tech rolls there. The Soviet tech program got a little bit more done, so that was they got their factories done, and I think they advanced something else. Artillery maybe? I think they missed both these though, but they're getting there. They just got to get these two done. They'll get their tech point finished, get a free unit, and that'll help them fight the Germans quite a bit there. As for Japan, we're pursuing radar, trying to get our approved factories here finished. It's kind of the last piece of my build scheme here. And long-range aircraft, because it's sort of a nice quality of life sort of thing to have. And PBE has generated a success for us for radar. Unfortunately, we failed to finish approved factories, which is now getting a little frustrating, except for the fact that the rest of our tech program has gone so well. And we got long-range aircraft as well, so I think we're actually 2 for 2 on long-range aircraft here, which again is a nice quality of life little hit there. So if we can get that finished sometime soon, that will definitely give us a few more options with the sea fighting and whatnot. As for Japanese purchases, we had 73 IPP to spend. We're going to go ahead and spend 15 of that on heavy battleships. So we're gonna finish this one, and we're going to advance the one from stage 3 to stage 2, and then we're going to place another one at stage 1. We do now have Kido Batai, as we do have 7 capital ships to the Americans' 6. 3 battleships there, 2 battleships here, and then I've got the 2 fleet carriers. So we've got 7, they've got 6. That is enough to trigger Kido Batai. So Japan gets -1 to all of its capital ships, which is what makes these normally 7s. They drop to 6 because of improved construction, then 5 for Kido Batai, so it's quite a deal. We get 2 submarines for 5, just to kind of see some of our subs have died, and we want to kind of threaten a bit more across some sea zones as we're starting a little bit more of a harassment campaign. Continue our 2 kind of heavy tank builds just to stand out on our borders. We're going to go ahead and drop 2 minor factories, and then just to kind of round out, we've got 4 infantry, 3 militia, and 1 militia upgrade. So that should be 25. That is 28, which plus 2 would be 30, so 30 and 25 is 55, and then 12 is 67, and then 6 for the militia gets us to 73 there. So we do spend all of our IPP. As for combat, we just have a little bit. Japan's definitely running out of territory to conquer here as far as that goes. We were a little concerned about the Soviets, but it seems that they've decided to go hunt other problems. CCP, however, drove right up into our face, and they're certainly going to be a force we're going to have to deal with. We don't intend to combat them this turn, but I would not be surprised if they fight us, or we might fight them sometime in the near future. But that'll be for non-combat for now. As for combat moves, first thing we're going to do is try to get rid of some of these submarines. Off of my carrier fleet here in Dutch New Guinea, we're going to deploy a tactical bomber and a fighter. We're going to come in and attack this coastal submarine that's desperately trying to get away from us. Hopefully we're going to put an end to him. Meanwhile, this seaplane will come out off of Okinawa and engage this Dutch-British sub here, and this destroyer there will pair with it to try to put it into him. Meanwhile, the dive bomber off of my carrier, and I believe that's 50. Is that 50? 41. So the dive bomber off of 41 will go into P32 and engage the Anzac submarine there. And this destroyer is actually going to come down here and engage that. Now, this other Anzac sub here in Rihi actually gets an opportunity if he wants to. He can try to stop my. Well, he doesn't really stop my destroyer. He can try to shoot my destroyer. He does not interdict my movement, but he does get to make a combat round. And so we would have one round of fighting if he decided to do that. I did kind of text over to Hambo, and he decided, not unsurprisingly here, he's here to raid me. He's not here to fight me. So he went ahead and let me pass. So this destroyer should have come over here and pair with this tactical bomber and try to kill the other Anzac submarine as best they can there. Meanwhile, in Dutch New Guinea, the Marine and the infantry are going to come over. There should be a destroyer that has a Marine on it in my carrier fleet. Yep, this guy right here. Coming out of the carrier fleet north of New Guinea there, a destroyer will go into the sea zone and attack, add one more Marine into that fight in New Guinea there. Just as a little extra spot, and that'll give me a space where I'll have a warship that's negating the $2 bonus for the Anzac. We're trying to kind of strangle the Anzac. Speaking of strangling the Anzac, this submarine's going to come down here, and this submarine's going to come down raiding. So we're going to raid here off of Sydney, and this other sub here, while he's not raiding, he is going to do this sub off of New Zealand here is going to do interdiction off of any Lend-Lease. So we'll get to do one little raiding attack, and any Lend-Lease that's coming in here from America will get interdicted. And if the Anzac actually tries to send anything to the North Island or the South Island, we'll get a chance to interdict that. As far as that goes, I guess, unless he tries to buy a militia. I think he can buy a militia with that interdiction, but that'll be all he'll be able to do. He won't be able to send any upgrades or anything like that to help out there. Then from the 6th Fleet here, I've got, this is the fleet with the single light carrier and the battlecruiser. A tactical bomber is going to discharge there, and he'll fly 1-2 over here to New Guinea. And then he's going to have 2 left, but he's going to end up over here in Caroline on my carriers. And then I should have, I think, 3 other planes. Yeah, so I've got 3 other planes that are on that carrier fleet up off of Dutch New Guinea, and they're going to basically do the same thing. So 3 fighters disembark from the carriers, and they're going to attack this militia and colonial in Dutch New Guinea. And then they're all going to end up on the carriers over there in Caroline. that's where we're going to group up. Meanwhile, my Australian expedition force here is going to go down into New South Wales and try to kill that militia there. I believe that is all of my actual combats. Oh, nope, I've got some raiding. These two coastal subs will continue to raid. That, I believe, is it. I've got a paired. That's all a bunch of non-combat stuff. So I do believe that is everything we have. Pretty short. We'll start here in New South Wales just because I'm right here, and this should be fast, I hope. Alright, we've got 3 first strikes at 3. And then we'll have 3 threes due to boosted infantry, and then a single 2 for the not boosted infantry. So the reds are the first strikes, the blues are the normal infantry. And let's see if we can't kill South Wales here. We do not kill him with a first strike, but boy, those infantry were angry, so we got him there. And then he'll go ahead and defend. He's a single at 2. And looks like an 8 and an 8, so he does not succeed. So that's the end of him. And Japan will take New South Wales. And we're going to try to take another one off of FEC up here. I don't have any bombards, but I do have 3 fighters and 1 tactical, looking for 2 hits. So we'll see if we can get that. 2 hits, 2 fighter hits. So we've got that there, so that solves that. And then he's got a 2 defense and a 4 defense. So the green will be the 2, the blue will be the 4. And we'll see what he does to me here. Well, nope, double 10. So that is the end of that. So we do, oh, that was not the right answer. I should have 1 more marine. Delete the right guys here. Okay. So we do take New Guinea with that. Let's try to kill this coastal submarine off of Palau. I've got a tactical at a 7. I've got a normal fighter at a 6. There's nothing paired, so it can't kill anything back. 5, so the tactical does kill it. So that's the end of that coastal. So. Alright, here I've got a seaplane at 3 and a destroyer at 4 trying to kill this British sub here. So let's see what we get there. Oh, seaplane hit. Got a 3. Alright. He is, however, because I have a destroyer here, he does get to shoot back at me. So he'll give a shot. He hits on a 4. Maybe? Nope. 10. Alright, well, that's 1 less sub to deal with. And then this Anzac submarine. I've got a 7 with my tactical, and then a 4 with my destroyer. Probably an 8. Yep, so that's an 8. Hopefully you guys can see this. It says 8 plus 11 equals 19. It's counting my 2 dice here. So that's a miss from the tactical, unfortunately. And then he gets to shoot back at me. This could go poorly for the Japanese here. Gets a 3, and he does. He hits me. So that does not survive. He kills my destroyer. That changes my math a little bit there. That was a bummer. At least I killed 1, but only 1. We've got some raiding to do. There they are. Oh, I already got them out. Okay. So we've got my coastal sub here and my paired here. I am +1. I don't think he has radar yet, does he? He does have radar, so he's a +2. So these coastals are very unlikely to do very much damage. So that's 0. And I have to Beat him by at least 2 to even do a damage, and 0. So the coastals don't do anything. And then this one sub down here that I would like to hopefully take some money off the Anzac, and we don't. 2 to 2, so no money off the Anzac. Not much. He took 2 off of me, and I didn't take any off of him, so the rating has definitely not been particularly effective. This dive bomber will land in Formosa as his map ends. I don't want to leave my carrier alone. And this seaplane will actually go to Korea, like so. And I'll move 2 Marines over just to keep him safe in case the Russians get some ideas there. Meanwhile, I went ahead and made an army marker for Shensi. The 2 artillery are staying there, but moving into Shensi, all of the units from Kweichow, so 2 medium armor, 3 infantry, a motorized, and a mountain, all move from Szechuan to Shensi. The heavy tank will roll into Shensi, and then via rail, we're going to move a heavy tank and one of the Marines from Rihi will rail into Shensi. So in Shensi, I've got 3 infantry, 1 Marine, 1 motorized, 2 artillery, 2 medium armor, and 2 heavy armor. In India, we're just going to move up to Punjab. So the artillery moves up, both heavy armor move up. Not really looking forward to fighting those guys in the mountains, but at least for now, we'll keep them busy. And light armor will move up. So we've got in Punjab an infantry, an artillery, a light armor, medium armor, and 2 heavy armor. And this Marine will move to Benares. Then we've got a bunch of ships to move. The 3 transports that were in northern Australia are going to move the 2 over and go into port here in Queensland. And then the 1 transport that is north of Dutch New Guinea moves across and goes into the port in Cochin, China. The 2 transports that are in P41 are going to take out of Kwangtung 2 Marines, 1 infantry, 1 artillery. And they're going to travel the 1, 2, 3 over here to P46. And drop those units off in the Carolines. So Caroline will have, right now, it has a militia, an infantry, an artillery, and 2 Marines. I think I'm going to upgrade that militia, though, so to an infantry. And we've got a whole bunch of fleet movements coming along here. So I'm going to change my fleets around a little bit, as all of my ships at that point, I think, get to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I need to do it that way. Slight change. Oh no, I don't have to. That's right. Not a slight change. I get to pull the guy off of Sumatra instead. So off of Sumatra, goes on to this destroyer here, and he just comes across into P46 and drops off that Marine in Caroline. Then all of the battleships form up on the Caroline Islands, all 5 of them. We have 2 coming from P-42, and all 3 coming from Tokyo. All of my carriers move to Caroline. So we will have 2 flight carriers and 2 light carriers there. Pull these guys off. Bring them down. And then my battle cruiser, the heavy cruisers, and the light cruisers also all move to the Caroline Islands, as well as the destroyer off of that was in the northern sea zone of the and he's here. These guys are in Caroline. These guys are in Caroline. These guys are in Caroline. My planes all kind of commit to the carriers here. So I've got a fighter. Should be 5 fighters, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because my fighter from Siam should also be able to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can, because of the airbase, he can come across. So we should have 7 planes on those 5 carriers. He was busy. This heavy cruiser comes down from Tokyo. Make room for him. The 3 torpedo boat destroyers come across. They have range to get to Caroline from P-41. He was busy, he was busy, he got killed. He moved. That should be effectively all of my ships that I could move there. So, and I'll put this destroyer just down with the rest of the fleet just to make things look pretty. So by my count in the Caroline Islands, I have 2 fleet carriers, 3 light carriers, 5 fighters, 2 tacticals, 5 battleships, a battle cruiser, 5 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 2 destroyers, 3 torpedo boat destroyers, and then 2 transports. After my place units phase, I'll have 3 Marines, 2 infantry, and 1 artillery with 2 transports. And I believe 2 destroyers, so I should be able to carry all of that, yes. We'll be able to naval invade with all 6 of those units if I wish to do so. I've moved my stuff in Shanxi. Oh, this guy, this mountain, he goes in Shanxi. They've moved, he's moved. Oh, this transport here is just going to slide across into the Sea of Japan and slide back into port in Rihi, grabbing a artillery and a infantry. Yes, we have a few more troops to work with. I'm going to move one of the Marines from Kyushu to Honshu. That should be everything that we did. We did take 2 IPP from Anzac, so Japan goes to 63 along with Germany there, and Anzac falls, I believe, to 4 at that point. 2, 3, 4, yeah, so Anzac's at 4. And that should be it. We should be able to go to place units here. So we do get to place one of these wonderful Yamatos here. It goes in port in Tokyo. The other one gets advanced and another one gets placed. That's going to be a pretty normal thing at this point. You'll see me spending the 15 to just kind of keep a constant convoy line going. We're going to place 2 submarines also in P16. For our 2 factories, we're going to place both of those in Queensland, along with 1 militia. We spent an upgrade here in Caroline. So the Caroline now has the 3 Marines, 2 infantry, 1 artillery. So there goes our upgrade. And we have 2 other militia to place. We're going to place 1 in Shensi. We're going to place 1 in Honshu. We have 2 heavy armor to place. They are going to go same place all the other heavy armor have been going. So 1 heavy armor in Calcutta and 1 heavy armor in Rihi. And our infantry, we have 4 of them. We will place 1 in Tokyo. I should probably get a chip for that at this point. We'll place 1 in Honshu, 1 in Kyushu, 1 in Siam. Japan collects 63 plus 14 for 77. That is everything for Japan turn 13.4. Looking forward to see how America decides to react to this. We are being a little provocative here with our maneuver to Caroline. See what kind of response we end up generating from them. I think it'll get their attention. I'm kind of guessing. If anybody has any questions, just let us know. We'll kind of handle things as best we can. And this will be Silk signing off. Everybody have a good day.